Now let's have a look at a problem. So the problem here is, let x be a random variable with PDF f of x, and your f of x is given by 2 by 3 when x is equal to 1 and 1 by 3 when x is equal to 2. So you are asked to find out the MGF, and also you are asked to find out the central moments, that is mu2 and mu3. Now if you have to find out the MGF, I hope you know the formula for MGF. What is it? Yes, it is mtx is equal to expectation of e raised to tx, and that is equal to summation. So in this case, how can I write that? You all know what is expectation of x, right? What is it? If it is a x is a discrete random variable, yes, summation x into f of x, right? So in the similar manner, you can write this x is a discrete random variable over here, so you can write it as summation when x takes the values 1 and 2. So the in your question it is clear, x takes the values 1 and 2, e raised to tx f of x. So that is equal to e raised to t. How did I get this e raised to t in the first term? Actually it was e raised to tx. When I put x is equal to 1 here, I got e raised to t multiplied by 2 by 3. That is in the f of x is 2 by 3. So I just write it down as 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3 into, in the similar manner, e raised to 2t. Okay, instead of x, I just wrote 2 in the place of x, because in the question it is given like that. And the f of x is 1 by 3, so I wrote 1 by 3 over here. Now I just refined my answer as 2 into e raised to t divided by 3 plus e raised to 2t divided by 3. So this is the MTX or the MGF or the moment generating function of this particular problem. But now you are, so that is the first part is proved over here. Our first part, the first the solution for the first part is given. Now you will have to find out the central moments, that is mu2 and mu3. So let's have a look how you will find out the central moments mu2 and mu3. So you all know the formula for the central moments, right? So what is the formula for the second central moment? It is given that mu2 is equal to mu1 dash the whole square minus mu2 dash. Okay, and what is the third central moment? Mu3 is equal to mu3 dash minus 3 mu1 dash mu2 dash plus 2 mu1 dash the whole cube. So if you know what is mu1 dash, mu2 dash and mu3 dash, then you will get the answers for what mu2 and mu3. Okay, now so let us take a look like how to find out mu1 dash, mu2 dash and mu3 dash by using your MGF. So in your theory part, you have already studied that by differentiating the function of MGF, you will get the what row moments, or you can either expand the function. Okay, so now here I am going to apply the differentiation method and find out mu1 dash, mu2 dash and mu3 dash. So let's have a look at that. Now we are going to differentiate our function. So we know that we have the MTX as what, 2 e raised to t divided by 3 plus e raised to 2t divided by 3. So in order to get the mu1 dash, that is the first row moment, what we have to do, mu1 dash is equal to differentiate the MTX for one time, that is differentiate the MTX and put the value of t is equal to 0, then you will get 2 e raised to t divided by 3 plus 2 into e raised to 2t. You have to, I hope you know how to differentiate e raised to some value, right? I hope you have studied that in your plus 2 section. Okay, so 2 into e raised to 2t divided by 3, which is equal to 2 by 3 plus 2 by 3, which is equal to what? 4 by 3. So here you get mu1 dash is equal to 4 by 3. Now you have to find out the second row moment, that is mu2 dash. Mu2 dash is equal to, you are differentiating it for 2 times what your MGF or your function MTX, you are differentiating 2 times with respect to t square, and you are going to put the value t is equal to 0. Now when you differentiate it for 2 times, you get 2 e raised to t divided by 3 plus 4 into e raised to 2t. How did you get that 4? So the first time you differentiated this MTX, you got 2 into e raised to t. When you consider the second term, you get 2 into e raised to 2t, right? So again, if you differentiate that second term, that is this term, you will get 2 into 2 e raised to 2t. That is how you get 4 e raised to 2t divided by 3. and when you put t is equal to 0, you get 6 by 3. Okay, so now your mu2 dash is nothing but 6 by 3. Now you have to find out mu3 dash. So mu3 dash is, again, you differentiate your function 3 times and then you put t is equal to 0. When you put t is equal to 0, sorry, I just have to write here. Yeah, so when you put t is equal to 0, after differentiating, so when you differentiate, you get 2 into e raised to t divided by 3 plus 8 into e raised to 2t divided by 3, which is equal to 2 by 3 plus 8 by 3 is equal to 10 by 3. So mu3 dash is equal to what? 10 divided by 3. Now you get all the three terms that is needed for your needed to substitute in your what central moments equation, that is mu2 and mu3. Now we will substitute and check what the answer is. So after substituting the values of mu1 dash, mu2 dash in the first equation, that is mu2, the first central moment, that is mu2 dash minus mu1 dash the whole square, I get the final answer as 2 by 9. Then those are all simple mathematical calculations that you can do. Then mu3, that is the third central moment, is equal to mu3 dash minus 3 mu1 dash mu2 dash plus 2 mu1 dash the whole cube. That I get it as what? If I substitute the values of mu1 dash, mu2 dash and mu3 dash, I get the final value as 2 by 27, and hence the problem is solved. So our next problem is to find the MGF of the function f of x is equal to a into e raised to minus ax, where a is greater than 0 and x is greater than 0. So the solution is, you all know the formula for MTX, and MTX is equal to expectation of e raised to tx. Okay. Now since x is a continuous function, which is very clear from the problem, and the range of x is greater than 0, that is, it can go up to infinity. So that is equal to integral 0 to infinity e raised to tx multiplied by the function f of x. F of x here it is given by a into e raised to minus ax dx, which is equal to, since a is a constant, I am taking the constant outside, and the 0 to infinity e raised to tx, e raised to ax. Here I am going to club the e raised to terms. Okay, so when I club the term, I know that the common term here is x, so I am going to take x outside, and I get e raised to x into t minus a dx. Okay, a into integral 0 to infinity e raised to x into t minus a dx. So again I am going to apply the integral. So a into the upper limit is infinity and the lower limit is 0. So when I apply infinity over here, I get the first term as 0, minus when I apply the lower limit, that is 0 to x, I get e raised to something. E raised to 0 is what? It is 1. So here e raised to 0, instead of x, if I put 0, it is 0. So I get 1 divided by t minus a. So it is actually negative 1 by t minus a, which is equal to minus a divided by t minus a, and that is equal to a divided by, I am going to take this minus inside, so I get a divided by a minus t. So that is the final answer. Now we will move on to another problem. So our problem is to find the MGF of a random variable x with the PDF f of x is equal to 1 by theta, where the value of x lies between 0 and theta, and we have also we are also requested to find out the variance of x for this function. Okay, so it is clear that x is a continuous random variable, and since we are asked to find out the MGF, we know that MGF is equal to MTX, and it is equal to, the formula is expectation of e raised to tx. Okay, now if we give the expansion over here, so since x is a continuous random variable, what we will get is it is equal to 0 to theta. Why it is 0 to theta? The range of x lies between 0 and theta, so 0 to theta e raised to tx multiplied by f of x dx. Okay, so here f of x is nothing but 1 by theta. So 1 by theta is a constant. So that since 1 by theta is a constant, I am going to take 1 by theta outside, and then 0 integral 0 to theta e raised to tx, which is equal to here when I integrate e raised to tx, sorry, here I should write dx also. Okay, so since e raised to tx, when I integrate e raised to tx, I get 1 by t. Okay, 1 by t, then already there is a theta in the denominator, so it is 1 by t theta e raised to tx 0 to theta. Okay, so theta is the upper limit, upper bound, and sorry, theta is the upper and 0 is the lower bound. So that is equal to 1 by t theta. E raised to t theta, instead of x I am going to substitute theta over here, minus, why I got 1 over here, because when I substitute 0 in the place of x, if e raised to 0, if e raised to 0, what is e raised to 0? E raised to 0 is nothing but it is 1. So I get 1 over here. So finally my answer is e raised to t theta minus 1 the whole divided by t theta. So this is your MGF. Now you have to find out what the variance of x. Now what is the variance of x? Yes, it is the second central moment, that is mu2. And what is mu2? It is mu2 dash minus mu1 dash the whole square. So we will have to calculate first what mu1 dash and then mu2 dash. So let's have a look at that. So next we have to find out the variance. Okay, so for that I am going to expand the MGF that we have got. So our MGF over here is e raised to t theta minus 1 divided by t theta. Now I am going to expand this term e raised to t theta. So when I expand, I get 1 plus t theta plus t square theta square by 2 factorial plus t cube theta cube by 3 factorial plus etc. minus 1. Minus 1 is this term, so I'm going to write here over here minus 1 the whole divided by t theta. Okay, now I can clearly cut this 1 and this negative 1, right? So these two terms will be cancelled, and also there is a t theta in the denominator. So when I take into consideration the numerator and denominator together, I get this, both will get cancelled, and instead of t theta I get 1 as the first term. Then t theta and t square theta square will also get cancelled, and I get t theta 2 factorial, and simultaneously I get the other terms also, like plus t square t theta square by 3 factorial plus t cube theta cube by 4 factorial plus etc. Okay, so this is the final expansion. Now from this expansion I should infer, or I should get what is mu1 dash, right? So mu1 dash is nothing but the coefficient of t by 1 factorial. Now if I check the expansion, I won't be able to clearly identify what is t by 1 factorial over here, but just take a closer look at this second term. So if you write this instead of 2 factorial, if you write it as what is 2 factorial? 2 factorial is nothing but 1 into 2, right? So instead of 1 into 2, if I write 1 factorial multiplied by 2, this is also the same. So so from here I get what is t, the coefficient, that is coefficient of t 1 factorial, t 1 by divided by 1 factorial is nothing but theta by 2. So that's how I got mu1 dash as theta by 2. Okay, next in order to get mu2 dash is nothing but the coefficient of 2 square by 2 factorial. Again I have to make some arrangements in the third term. So 3 factorial is nothing but 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. So instead of writing like this, if I write it as 2 factorial multiplied by 3, this also gives the same answer. Okay, so I can easily identify from here what is t square, what is the coefficient of t square by 2 factorial, and the coefficient of t square by 2 factorial is nothing but theta square divided by 3. So that we get over here, and that is mu2 dash. Again we were asked to find out what is the variance of x. Now variance of x is mu2 dash minus mu1 dash the whole square, which is again mu2, that is the second central moment. So mu2 dash is nothing but theta square by 3 minus mu1 dash is theta by 2 the whole square, which gives you the final answer theta square divided by 12.